Do 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 Pontiac. Do 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 Pontiac. Do 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 Pontiac. Do 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 Pontiac.
Pontiac?
Pontiac.
So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line.
It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
Welcome back to Dented Dreams Garage. We've been gone for a while, but we're back. No Name Nationals coming up in December. We're gonna go again. This time we're not taking the Monte Carlo. We are going to take our VENTURA, our 1968 Pontiac VENTURA.
Pontiac.
Pontiac?
Pontiacs. Which I'm sitting in because my camera stand is broken. My microphones are missing. And, you know, general disarray. Alright, so really breaking this down. We're going to take the 68 Pontiac to the No Name Nationals this year.
Road trip.
We only got till September to get the car ready at 1,350 miles. So, we're going to need functional lights. Probably need some body work. We're going to need a new trunk lock. Again.
Damn.
I lost the keys. Oil, temp, volt gauge, voltmeter. Probably gonna need some exhaust, so the rest of it doesn't fall off.
What a hunk of junk.
Speedometer would be nice.
Why?
Maybe a little suspension work.
Get a little bumpy along here.
Roger. Somehow when I made my list, I forgot to mention fully functional brakes.
Hit the brakes! There are no brakes!
Bottom line, there's a lot of little and a lot of big things that have to happen to get that Pontiac all the way down to Missouri, damn near to the south. It's going to be an interesting couple of months. So essentially this weekend, all we did was get the gauges installed to kind of see where it's at. I was thinking about 20W50, but a buddy convinced me we'll do an oil change and put 15W40 diesel oil in there, as it's got zinc and some other stuff that might help it. Maybe that'll get oil pressure at idle. That would be nice. Transmission fluid still looks pink. We got a lot of parts ordered, so effectively every weekend until September. And I guess that'll be our make or break moment for getting this thing going. And what I put on the board is a small part of what we're going to have to do here. This is going to get ridiculous. So why the Pontiac? Well, Defiance, our 1970 Monte Carlo, is all still brand new. I didn't really drive her much in the fall, obviously not in the winter. Spring here was a little rough. I had to do some work to it. I still don't trust it. My Dart is nowhere near ready to go. The truck forget that. The El Camino could be, but I still don't trust the transmission yet. So the Pontiac is kind of the most factory or factory replacement parts. And I've driven it the most. And I trust it the most. Hasn't left me stranded yet. Now, if you've been following the Pontiac, we resurrected it after probably 3 decades of slumber, and it came back to life okay. Put a new carburetor, fuel pump, starter, belts, switched to HEI, tried to get the original fuel tank to work, ended up putting a fuel cell in it. Long story short, we eventually got the car, and wheels and tires. running-ish. I actually kind of use it as a daily on the weekends. But driving at 1,300 miles, we haven't done that. We haven't come anywhere close to that. We haven't even thought about doing something like that. And I have no desire to ever trailer a vehicle that long again. Especially through the Ozarks.
This is a ship that made the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs.
Well, it's gonna be a hot one today. We got wheel cylinders and rubber brake lines. They're factory. I know, buddy. It's gonna suck. Dogs. Whew, she is a little crusty. We'll address that after we get the brakes going. Poor old girl. Wheels look good though. I already put a hole in me already. I don't know how. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. Jack was sounding a little sad for a minute. Oh, get both sides of this girl up in the air. I want to check the rear springs too while we're at it. Alrighty, now that we're up in the air, spray everything with PB Blaster, might need a blowtorch. I'm going to get these wheels the rest of the way off and then see if we can get the drums off. It's only like 9 a.m. and it is already hot. It's going to be like 103 today. And every time I'm using the camera, I don't have a fan. Let's get this wheel off. These wheels use a really low profile lug nut. That's actually quite annoying, if I'm being honest. I actually bought these wheels for the banana pickup 9 years ago. And they don't look bad. They're a little dirty, but the finish is all still good. They were a damn good price. And they're pretty good looking 17s. I think they match the Pontiac far better than they ever did that pickup. In my defense, those were the first new wheels and tires I ever bought, where I picked them out. I don't suppose this will just come on. Heard a whopping hell no from the car. Well, this is going to be fun.
Hours later.
I couldn't do it anymore. I had to turn the fan off. I almost got this off. And then I found some major problems. Frame. Not good. Very, very not good. Frame. Also, very, very, very not good. I'm gonna have to fix that. Of course, this is all coming right after I had a wrist and a back injury, so wiggles are good. We'll be back after a brief message from our sponsors. We don't have sponsors. Well, I cleared the studs. Still won't come off. Wow. Woo! Victory! At last.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Well, when we got this car, we knew it was rough. We knew it was rusty. Honestly, it should be a parts car. The problem is, 68 Catalinas Venturas, they're one-off year. You can't get a body panel, you can't get anything for them. So restoring a car like this is difficult. It's not a freaking Mustang, it's not a Camaro, it's not a Chevelle. They don't just make everything. On top of that, this particular car, I think, was low mileage based on a lot of things. I think it went down for that fuel system. They fixed it a few times and they just let it sit until it went into the ground and she died. That being said, if every car's got a vibe to it or a car spirit, this one does want to live. So I tell you, I should scrap it. I should stop putting money in it. I should stop putting time in it. But we all know I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to brush off all this rust and gunk on this frame. I'm going to weld in some new metal while we're doing these brakes, or after we do these brakes. I'm going to put a coat of something on here to hopefully prevent it. And I'm going to do the best I can. It's been driving like this without falling apart. Granted, we don't really take it anywhere except the dirt roads. But if I'm going to go to Missouri, it's got to be a car again. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. Or whatever I got to tell myself.
Because you will fail.
So very surprisingly, this came out much easier than the Monte Carlo. I haven't even taken a spring off. Anyway, that looks like it broke off a long time ago. That's where the bleeder screw used to be. And our new one. So, see if I can get this in there and then we can start dealing with some other stuff. Amazingly, this went in without removing any springs. One flat head, popped it out, popped it back in, tapped back down on the top with a rubber mallet. Should have never gone that easy. Kind of cool though. Now for the other problems. Yay. Alright, we're going to do a before and after. Note all my rust here in the frame. What the rest of this looks like. Crusty, rusty. Another hole. We're not doing anything with the body yet. But alright, so cleaned up of all the other stuff. That was weak metal. That rips a hole right through there. So I'm going to need to make a plate to go here and underneath. Made this hole bigger, which goes all the way frickin' through, as you can see, and through the bottom, and through the bottom over here. Well, I guess we'll see if I can make it worse. Or better, one way or the other. We're gonna try it. So I cut out the rust till I found good metal. Now I still got rust here and here, but I don't want to cut out 30% of this thing because I don't want this frame rail to collapse. So I'm going to do this one, Then I'm going to go to the other side and keep doing them. So I'm using cardboard, making a template. I'm going to cut it out with some electric snips. Slowly start working on this. Poor old Pontiac. I am also going to do the sketchiest spring swap ever while I'm down here, but I'm not going to video that in case I die. Alrighty, so it is the next day. Pontiac is still up in the air. This wheel's back on. Frame has been repaired. Frame has been painted. We got the new springs in there. Oh, hello there, dog. Hello, dog. This is a dog. Okay, move. Springs. Disregard the wolf. Are in. Now. I could not get the brake line loose from this side, but I did get the bleeder to break loose. So I'm just going to leave that for now because I'm going to have to make a new brake line. Or flare another fitting. I can't find my flaring tool. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get the wheel though on, see if I can put this down and maybe do some brake bleeding. But in fact, we did not get any brake bleeding done. We did open up the bleeders for a gravity bleed, but that's pretty much where where we stopped. It was way too hot today. So, you know what? We still got some rust repair on the other side of the frame that we've got to do. We'll tackle that next weekend. Get the brakes fully going and numerous other parts. So, as always, thanks for watching. Have a good day, everyone.